All right, in this problem, I'm going to show that x minus 2 is a factor of this cubic polynomial 12x cubed minus 31x squared plus 2x plus 24. And then I'm also asked to find the other two factors. It is a cubic polynomial, so we know that there are three factors. This is a polynomial of degree 3. All right, so the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to divide x minus 2 into this cubic polynomial. And then I'm going to use the factor theorem. The factor theorem will tell me that if I divide x minus 2 into this polynomial and I get a 0 as my remainder, then that shows that x minus 2 proves that x minus 2 is indeed a factor of the polynomial. I will also get back a quadratic, and that quadratic, if you like, contains the other two factors that I'm looking for, so I will then factorize that quadratic and then find my other two factors that way. So that's going to be how my methodology for how I'm going to go about this problem. And then I'm also going to show you what this, how we can use these factors to find the roots. All right, so to start, I have 12x cubed minus 31x squared plus 2x plus 24. And I'm going to divide polynomial long division x minus 2 into that polynomial. All right, so my methodology for doing this is I ask myself, what do I multiply x by to get 12x cubed? The answer is 12x squared. 12x squared goes right there. And so 12x squared times x is 12x cubed. And 12x squared times negative 2 is negative 24x squared. So that's negative 24x squared. And at this point in the long division, I subtract. We'll get here a 0. Minus 31x squared minus minus, careful with your double negative. Minus times a minus is a plus. So it's a negative 31x squared plus 24x squared, which is negative 7x squared. And now I bring down my next term. That in this case is positive 2x. And I do the process again, start from the beginning. What do I multiply x by to get negative 7x squared? Well, that would be negative 7x. Negative 7x times x is negative 7x squared, of course. And then negative 7x times negative 2, again, double negative gives me a positive, so that is positive 14x. And I subtract. I will get here a 0, negative 7x squared minus minus plus 7x squared is 0. 2x minus 14x is negative 12x. And one more time, I bring down what is now my last term, that's plus 24, and I start the process one more time. What do I multiply x by to get negative 12x? Well, that would be negative 12. So that is negative 12. Negative 12 times x is negative 12x. And then negative 12 times negative 2, that's positive 24. And when I subtract, I will get here 0x, and 24 minus 24 is 0. Factor theorem tells me that because I have a remainder of 0, that x minus 2 is indeed a factor of that cubic polynomial. So that's proved. That first part is done. We have shown that x minus 2 is indeed a factor. All right, so what are the other two factors? Well, the other two factors, in order to find them, I'm going to take this quadratic trinomial, I'm going to factorize it if I can, and those will be my factors. All right, so let's see, it is 12x squared minus 7x minus 12. All right, so I have to factorize this. Let's see if I can do that. Two factors. 12x squared, well, let's try 4x and 3x. Let's try 12x and x, or I could try 6x and 2x, but let's try 4x and 3x. I think that's going to work out for me. I need, because I have here a negative 12, I know it's going to be plus minus, minus plus, signs are going to be different. I'm going to try plus, minus, and I'm looking for factors of 12. Let's try 3 and 4. Does that work? But let me just check it. I'll do the O and the I, the outer and the inner part of the FOIL process. That will just check it for me. 3 times 3x is 9x, and negative 4 times 4x is negative 16x. Oh, sorry, negative 16x. And if I sum these two, 9x minus 16x is indeed negative 7x. And that's my central term right there. So that's what I'm looking for. So indeed, I have factored it correctly. And so my factors then are 4x plus 3. These are the factors, the 3 factors of my original polynomial. 4x plus 3, 3x minus 4, and of course the one that I was given at the beginning that I had to check, x minus 2. X minus 2. Those 3 factors give me, are the 3 factors of my cubic polynomial. All right, just to get a sense of how these relate now to the roots of this function. What the roots are the values of x for which the function is 0. A cubic polynomial will have as many as 3 roots. It will have up to 3 roots. Because I have 3 separate factors here, I will have 3 separate roots. In order to solve it, all I have to do is let my factors equal to 0. So take my cubic polynomial. I have factored it now into its 3 factors, and I let these factors equal to 0 and solve them. All right, so the solution here is that either 4x plus 3 is equal to 0, 3x minus 4 is equal to 0, or x minus 2 is equal to 0. So those are my 3 solutions. And so I've let each of these factors individually equal to 0 and then solve. So 4x plus 3, if 4x plus 3 is equal to 0, well then 4x is equal to negative 3, and x is equal to negative 3 over 4, or negative 0.75. So that's one root. That's that root. Just put a line here. Now I take my second factor, I let that one equal to 0. 3x minus 4. Let that equal to 0. Well, therefore 3x is equal to 4, and therefore x is equal to 4 over 3. That's my other root. 4 over 3 comma 0, right? That would be the ordered pair. That's the value of x for which this function is 0. There's another value of x for which this function is 0, I should say. And then finally, my last factor, x minus 2 is equal to 0. That's the easiest to solve. X minus 2 is equal to 0. Well, then x is equal to 2. Again, 2 comma 0 would be the point. The value of when x is 2, then my polynomial is equal to 0. So that's another root. And so you see that there are 3 distinct roots for this cubic polynomial, one from each of those factors, if you like. Just to give you a sense of what this actually looks like, I have graphed it. It's right here. Let me just bring it down so you can see it. There it is. All right. And indeed, you see the 3 points right here, negative 0.75. That's this one, negative 3 over 4. 1.333, that's this one, 4 over 3, 1 and a third. And then, sure enough, 2, 0, which is this one right here. So that's this one. And so you have all 3, you see the 3 roots there, you see what it means graphically. And that's how we can go about answering a problem like that, taking a polynomial, this one just happens to be cubic, dividing in one of its factors, and then using that, the fact that we get back that quadratic then to find the other 2 factors. And you see how we go from, how we can use those factors, let those factors equal to 0, and then solve for the roots of that polynomial. All right, so that's how you do a problem like that. I'm going to ask you to try this problem. Very similar, just essentially different numbers. Show that x plus 3 is a factor of this cubic polynomial and find the other factors. Again, it's degree 3 cubic, so there will be 3 factors. You have to verify that x plus 3 is one of those factors and then find the other 2. So I'll leave that to you.